Technology is transforming the education sector, no doubt. Join us in this episode as we explore how technology is changing education and impacting how children learn. We'll also unravel some of the best online learning tools for kids and provide our honest opinion on some of the challenges with digital tools. Let's delve into it. You're listening to the TechNet Show, your weekly dose of the latest tech stories, analysis, interviews, and opportunities in the world of tech. If you're a techie or an enthusiast looking to stay up to date, this is the show for you. Be a part of the conversation and stay connected to our tech community on Telegram at TechNet Show. Hello, tech enthusiasts, and welcome to the special Children's Day edition of the podcast. I'm your reliable co-host, and I'm saying this in Samuel's exact words. That's how he used to call me, reliable co-host. Sam Victoria, and to my co-host, Sam Abasi, happy Children's Day to you and yours.
Yeah, happy Children's Day to all of us. We are actually adult children now. Even is there anything like adult children? We're actually adult children though.
There is. We are adult children. Oh, yes. Adults are considered children by their parents, regardless of their current age. So I am eligible to receive some perks and pampering this weekend. Yeah. All right. That's on a lighter note. Let's refocus. In today's episode, we will explore the impact of technology on children's learning and discuss some of the remarkable tools that are shaping the future of education at this time. For some years now, technology has continued to play a prominent role in education, offering new methods for interactive and engaging learning experiences. Education, on the other hand, is a dynamic field that continues to grow with the advancement of technology. And we have seen the education sector adapt to meet the growing needs of students all over the world.
Yeah, you're right. With technology being integrated into our education system, into the education system of most countries, though, a whole new universe of opportunities have been unraveled. It enables educators and students to learn and explore different topics in novel ways. Compared to decades ago, where technology was not that accessible or that present. It wasn't like this. Right now, technology is actually more accessible and it's actually commonly used in classrooms.
Absolutely. It's now a common use in classrooms. As you may know, technology offers various benefits to teachers and students. And one of the benefits is the ability to personalize learning experiences for students. And you must have experienced this for yourself as an individual, or maybe your child or your nephew and niece. Now, online learning platforms or apps provide tailored content that allows students to study at their own pace, and teachers are available to provide support and instant feedback as needed. With this method, students easily comprehend the subject and are quick to engage with the content because it is simplified and presented in an easy to digest format, unlike the classroom experience.
Oh, okay. Another key benefit to look at is that most of these learning platforms actually provide students with the opportunity to interact and collaborate with other students. This enhances their communication skill, their critical thinking skill, their team spirit as they exchange ideas and work together on tasks. These are relevant skill in this area. We are talking about the communication skill, we're talking about the team spirit, we're talking about the critical thinking and the rest. They're actually, relevant and, a very, very useful skill in this era. These online platforms actually help them to, hone this skill in a way that it will help them in the future.
I agree. Okay, now let's look at some of the specific online learning tools that have been making a significant impact on children's education globally and here in Nigeria. And the first category of learning tools is gamification. Now, most EdTech companies use this method of presenting content with games for children to stay motivated and focused on their learning goals. Gamification, for those who might want to have like a formal definition, a formal understanding of what it is the process of adding games or game-like elements to something like such as tasks or an assignment, so that this will encourage participation. So contents are presented with the integration of games, especially especially so that when people and of course, children learn faster when it's like a game. It will encourage their participation faster. So this is one category of learning tools that is being encouraged and being developed by most ed tech companies.
Okay, wow, you're right, you're right. Okay, let's apart from this gamification aspect of which Victoria you've actually rightly mentioned, let's look at another category, which is the interactive learning site. This platform offer a wide spectrum of educational activities, game as you rightly mentioned, and maybe other things like simulation that makes learning engaging and fun. More these days, the mantra is making learning to be engaging and funful. Oftentimes they integrate, as I already mentioned, elements of gamification such as rewards, progress tracking, and the rest to motivate and reward these students. Software for adaptive learning is another significant category. This system analyzes students' performance using algorithms to personalize the content for each student's need. It's actually a very beautiful thing. Software with adaptive learning approach helps students comprehend ideas more quickly by identifying knowledge gap and offering education that is specifically tailored to fill those gaps.
Yes, it's absolutely amazing and it's intriguing to know that tech can bridge a gap using personalized learning methods. Let me add one more category that people should take note of, and that is VR and AR. Now, VR and AR has been around for a while, especially with games, but applications for virtual and augmented reality are becoming more popular in education. They provide students with immersive learning opportunities that immerse them in various worlds and let them explore difficult subjects. For instance, students can interact with simulations that mimic real world situations, visit historical landscapes, or examine virtual organisms. And we'll be mentioning some of these sites later on.
The opportunities modern day technology presents actually mind blowing. Let's dive into examples of these learning tools. Now, here are a few of the best online learning platform and apps for children, of which I personally recommend. Some of you might be familiar with most of them already, while some of you might just be hearing of it for the first time. Some of the platforms are locally built, while others are foreign owned. Let's look at the first. Let's look at U-Lesson. U-Lesson is actually built by a Nigerian. It's an app for pupils in primary school and students in secondary school. It is actually centered on students in the K7 to K12 category, preparing for maybe WAEC and NECO exams, and also helps students in primary school, also pupils in primary school who wants to go into the secondary school. Apart from U-Lesson, another app is a JAM CBT practice app. Most of our students are actually taking JAM, or most of them are actually necessary. They're actually aware of this app. It's actually for high school, for people in the senior secondary classes in secondary school, preparing to write JAM. You may not actually wait for your child to get to SS3 or SS2 before you expose him or her to this app. He or she can actually start, using this app, trying to learn right from SS1, so that he or she will be better prepared for the exams when the time is actually close. Okay, another one. It's actually Roducate learning app. This one is a comprehensive curriculum-based content. It has notes, videos, podcasts, and the rest for subject across all class levels. Primary, secondary, and the rest. It also contains games and tags for reward. So the gamification Vicky talked about earlier, it's actually also inculcated in this Roducate learning app. It's actually something very, very innovative. So you should try to look at it. Let's look at the Google Arts and Culture platform. And it's actually, this one is an interesting and engaging way for your children to learn about the culture of various parts of the world. It's actually nice knowing how people in South America, people in India, people in Russia, how they behave. It has to help broaden the horizon of your kids and actually make them think well and know how the world operates and how things are being done in other parts of the world. Okay, another app we want to look at is Read Along by Google. Read Along by Google is just it's a free reading app. It's actually available in Android version. It helps children to have fun while they learn to read. It's actually it's for kids between the age of maybe 2 to 10, or those are actually trying to develop their reading skill and the rest. And it has an in-app reading body that they listen to your young learner read aloud, offer assistance when they struggle, and reward them with stars when they do well. It's actually something that you should actually look at for. Read Along by Google is actually very good. It will help your child to develop a good dictionary, a good pronunciation, good vocabulary, and how to pronounce words very well. And the next one is Edmodo. Edmodo World is actually a foreign platform for teachers and pupils to connect and learn any subject. You actually check this out. It's actually also very nice. Okay, another platform we need to look at. This was actually a community. I like what most parents these days are doing. They're actually exposing their kids to coding and most of these tech things like this. So Scratch, this one Scratch. Scratch is actually a coding community for kids. Kids will learn how to animate, how to create games, stories, and the rest. It's actually very nice. Exposing these kids to most of this technology will help them familiarize themselves. I believe one of the best forms of learning is mainly familiarizing yourself with a particular concept at a very young age. From there, even when you start learning it in a formal setting, you already know the basic of everything, so it will be very, very easy. And even they can still learn, even it's not just waiting till maybe they grow before they learn. They can still learn coding at a younger age. They learn up to a professional level at a younger age. It will help them. It will give them an age. This is actually the way we say technology is not going away. Instead, it's actually going and advancing. So your child getting to know, imbibing himself or dipping himself into this system, it reward the child and reward you, the parent too, because he or she will be making money even while in school. So it's something they should actually look out for. Okay, another app we look at it will be the ABC 123 Kids Number and Math app. It's actually a nice app. It offers a lot of features and you need to look at it. Let's look at the totaldiary.com. Totaldiary.com actually offer online learning in various areas like math, science, languages, social studies, creativity, and logic. It also offers a lot of printable worksheets, interactive game, art, crafts. In fact, almost all activities online. So it actually help your child. Instead of your child, watching cartoon, doing things that actually do not add to anything. So you can actually, introduce these things to the child. The introduction of games into most of these app and platform actually makes it to be very, very fun. Very, very fun for learning. Okay, the last one, Time for Kids. Time for Kids is actually another app that you should actually look out for. It's actually loaded with interesting articles, photos, videos, and there are various topics covered, such as environment, entertainment, sport, health, and much more. So instead of your kids going, gluing their eyes on a Cartoon Network every day, you can actually, try to infuse most of these apps, most of this platform, most of the community into your kid playtime or something like that. It will actually help them learn even while playing.
Absolutely. And that's a comprehensive list here. But not to bore you, I still have a few more platforms that I think they are worthy to be mentioned. So first I have Khan Academy. It's a very popular site, popular app that offers courses for children from the early years all the way through high school and is very productive. I've tried it before, like I've checked out their content and it's rich. You should also try using that for your children. Another one is Educoya learning app. Now, this connects students with tutors in real time, and you can just book a tutor on Educoya and then you just get yourself someone to teach you instead of having a lesson teacher at home. Now, the content is tailored to the curriculum, so you don't have to worry. Another app that is worthy of use is Lingotown Learn Language. It's a mobile app and you can use it to learn English and Spanish. Now, learning foreign language it has its own advantage and it's easier for children to learn multiple languages compared to adults. So it's a good time to educate your child on different foreign language, polish their English more. So there's another popular language app that kids can also jump on, and that's Duolingo language lessons. Now, here you learn Spanish, French, German, Italian, English, and other languages for free. So you can download the app from your Play Store and have your kids start learning. There's also Kahoot. It's an interactive platform that transforms traditional handwriting into a game the whole class can enjoy. Teachers use this in classes a lot, and I believe if your school is not yet following that trend, you can try it out and see. It's very useful. There's also Lingo Kids. Now, this is an app for kids to learn English. I know Nigerians are getting more particular about phonics and having their kids speak very good English. This is an app that you can use at home to help them polish and improve their English speaking skills. Like what you hear so far? Make sure not to miss any of our episodes by subscribing to us now and joining our community on Telegram at t.me/technoshow. Now, back to the show. And the last one I'll mention is Made with Code. It's owned by Google, and the goal is to empower kids in middle and high schools with computer programming skills. Your child can explore building their own emojis, games, and much more. And it's something that I encourage parents to sign up their kids for so that they can be exposed to these programming skills early on, put their creativity and their problem-solving skills to work. The list of these platforms is inexhaustible. These are just a few of our most recommended platforms.
That was a nice one. Okay, Vicky actually added some more platform to what I said originally. This is actually why I love having a session with Vicky, because when you think that you have actually exhausted a list, Vicky will add some of the things you never knew existed.
Yeah, that's what we're here
Okay,
for.
okay, okay, exactly. As much as the technology provides immense benefit across all spectrum, the Nigerian EdTech is actually not given much attention as fintech and other sector. But there have been few milestones achieved globally, and the wave is touching Nigeria gradually. I believe with time the EdTech in Nigeria will actually meet up with the fintech and the rest. Some individuals have actually done a very good job establishing excellent EdTech platforms for our students. Now let's look at another angle of this conversation. Okay, which is about people's express fear and agitation towards EdTech learning tools. People actually believe that these learning tools are actually not effective as the traditional classroom. More what people will experience during the COVID-19 era. This issue of online learning, remote learning, and the rest. A lot of people could not actually flow very well. Even intelligent, and they find it very hard to cope with the system. And plus the infiltration of AI into our own system. So some people actually believe that it's not as effective as the traditional system. I actually do not believe it's actually not effective. I just believe people are not used to the system yet. They're not used to the system. But gradually, the way this thing is actually seeping into our system, very soon everyone will actually be used to it and will be able to cope. It's just like when email came out, people actually still prefer post office to email, even though email was better and faster than the rest. Some people still believe post office was still better. It was only when email gained ground, people were actually, wow, email is actually, it's the best, it's better than normal this thing. Although traditional environment actually is still good, but even in traditional environment, there are learning tools that still fuse into a traditional learning environment. It will help students learn at a faster pace. Everything these days seems to happen online, and parents are worried about their kids spending long hours on their tab and smartphone, and this issue of data privacy too. So Vicky, what do you think about this issue of data privacy?
Okay, so you mentioned like two issues. First, some people are agitated and concerned that EdTech learning tools are not as effective as the traditional classroom experience.
Yeah, I think Vicky, I think this is actually based on their personal belief and their personal experience, of which something that they're actually not used to. You won't be that open to accept it because you're actually not used to it.
Yes, and what I would say is there is need to always create a balance between online educational tools and conventional teaching techniques. Now, these tools are not here to actually replace the classrooms. They are not here to say, oh, no more going to school. Technology is always here to improve and complement whatever is already in place. Okay. And take, for example, you can get a degree online, you can get an MBA online as an adult, as a graduate. Now, for kids, it may be easy for an adult to actually quickly grasp. And for kids, they are trying as much as possible to see how they can have that experience, that real life and real world experience. But what the parents and educators need to understand is just create a balance, okay? And it's important for children to actually have this real world experience and also the digital experience. It gives them that well-rounded educational experience, right? Nobody is saying do away with your regular classroom experience. And whether it's effective or not is just a matter of what platform you are using. And that's why we've curated a list of the ones we can recommend that have rich content that over time people have used and can testify that their platform is effective, and you can just use it to complement your children's classroom experience. As it regards children spending long hours on screen, it is up to the parents or guardians to regulate their children's activities. If your child is enrolled on any learning platform, you are allowed to monitor their performance and every other activity online. Technology is something that creates solutions for existing problems. But of course, if these tools are mismanaged, then another problem arises, right? So it creates solutions, and then when mismanaged, it becomes a problem. And so the responsibility of everyone is to guide children to make good use of their access to these devices and the internet, okay? The responsibility rests solely on the decision makers in their lives. And as for data privacy issue, that continues to be an issue. However, it is imperative that parents take their time to look up these platforms and vet their safety and efficiency before signing up. Okay, it's not all platforms that misuse the data. Okay, so that's all I can say on that note.
You are right. You are right. A lot of platforms are actually farming data. Most of the platform that you register your kids on, or they're actually farming data. So it's actually for you to look at and make sure that it's only the one that is actually. You may not actually. Most of the parents may not be tech savvy enough to vet this platform properly. It actually boils down to you trying to outsource it to other. Okay, please check this platform out. Try to make your own little research. Look at for people that are actually into this tech space and do understand much about privacy. I actually wrote about privacy some weeks ago. I even wrote about privacy this week. So you can actually look at a lot of articles out there talking about privacy and how to protect yourself. And secondly, to protect your kids too from invasive content. Most times, most people actually do. Most parents, we need to mention that most parents too, not that they won't like to introduce most of these platforms to your kids. They're actually afraid that this platform will actually have some form of invasive content that will stay their kids away from the norms of the values and norms in the society. You understand me? Maybe content that are actually not appropriate for kids and the rest. You understand me? So, but if you understand that that's where your points actually come in. The vetting, vet the platform, understand, okay, this platform actually look at the rating online, and what the people say about it, look at the recommendation and news before you actually allow your kids to do. So that is where that is the balance parents need to strike. You need to strike a balance. Use data that strike a balance so that you'll be able to use these tools to enhance your children's education and monitor their activities online. It's actually clear that EdTech and other online learning platforms are significantly changing how children and students are educated. Technology has made it possible to provide young people with fascinating immersive world, individualized learning, and collaborative experiences. These are something that are actually very, very innovative. It's something that I believe in the nearest future we will have something even much more fantastic than what we have right now. It's also pertinent to remember that technology is a tool in the hands of a knowledgeable instructor who can lead and encourage fruitful learning experience. Technology is not actually your enemy. Technology is your friend. With technology, you can actually get much more for your kids actually at the shortest possible time.
Absolutely right. Technology is a powerful ally, so we encourage everyone to make use of it wisely to build exciting learning experiences for our children. We're going to see more radical changes in EdTech in the coming years. How children learn is gradually changing, and it's good to understand how one can integrate these technologies into the existing system for a better outcome.
Okay, as a final remark on this topic, I would suggest that proper research, I actually mentioned already, that proper research on each online learning platform should be done first. If you actually cannot, do not have enough resources to, do this research, you can actually outsource it to someone actually knows, someone is actually tech savvy enough to understand the implications and the intricacies of whatever you're introducing to your children. You understand? Parents should read the reviews of this app and or this platform, check the type of content they provide, their curriculum. You may actually even before you give it up to your children, you may actually be using the stuff for maybe about a week or 2 weeks or a month or 2 months, something like that. So you understand what they provide, understand the depth and the intricacies of the whole platform before you actually introduce your kids to it. If it's actually appropriate for your child's level and need, you can actually enroll your child. But if you think that okay, this is actually too primary for my child, this is actually too elementary for my child, or my child is actually more than this, it actually helps you to give your child actually the best. The platform will not give your child personalized learning experience that soon. Your child needs to get used to a platform from the for using machine learning. The platform actually try to understand your child's level, but you can actually do the work even before you give the platform the work. You can actually check out, okay, let me look at this platform. My child is in so he's actually good with this or this. Okay, this one is not appropriate. Let me go for this. So I encourage you to do proper research, vet what you actually giving to your child before you eventually give it to your child.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. So it's a wrap for this week. Thank you for being a part of this week's interesting topic. Make sure to leave us comments and also follow and like our content on social media. Until next week, keep learning and staying informed. Happy Children's Day to all our kids out there. Thanks for being a part of today's conversation on The TechNats Show. Do follow us on social media at The TechNats Show. Join our growing tech community on Telegram at TechNats Show so you'll never miss any updates. If you find our content valuable, would love you to drop us comments or likes, or you could share it with your friends too. Catch you next week.